Hi, everybody. I was just waiting to see if some of you showed up, which you usually do. I'm getting a late start this evening. I felt like I was about having laryngitis, but it's just allergies. So everything's okay now. Hi, Kayla. Good to see you. We got only four on here. Some people may be, well, today is, what is today? Tuesday. They shouldn't be out of kilter. So it'll probably pick up. If it don't, then we're here. It's okay. I have nothing planned to talk about this evening. Just we got some more mail today. Mother did birthday cards, and uh, I had them lined up here, but I'm not sure. These are not the ones that I wanted to do, but I know if I don't come on here, y'all will be text messaging me and saying, "Are you all right? Is your mama all right?" Thank you, though. Yeah, we're doing okay. She's in there watching a movie tonight. She's not directing tonight. She's watching a movie and one with Anne Hathaway and um, somebody else. I forgot. That's my new byword anymore. I forgot. Hi, Gumbo Girls. It's been becoming more prevalent though here. Uh, After my body's gone through so much, I do have to say I can't remember because I really can't remember, and that's not good. But I guess after you get 60 on up, it's going to be won't get any better. At least my heart's beating and I'm alive. And let me take that music on down. I'm sorry, I wasn't even thinking. I've been sitting here listening to music and and I went into the kitchen. I thought, I'm always hungry, and I thought, oh, I want something to eat. I don't know what I want to eat. Do I want to make? I'd gone to the grocery store and I got some blueberries. I thought, I might make some blueberry pancakes for Mother and I. And she's very copacetic about it. She's whatever you want to fix, hon. I'm not really that hungry because you made sandwiches, and she loved that beet coleslaw. So that's what I did tonight. And so she had a not tonight, for lunch, had a sandwich, and I took it put it in the skillet and browned both pieces of bread, put cheese and then turkey, fresh sliced turkey. And that's what we had for lunch. But by dinner time, I'm hungry. Well, I stay hungry. If it wasn't for my Ritz crackers that have low salt, I'm not sure. I'm not so sure I'd survive. I really am not so sure. But I did. I don't know if you can see this, but maybe you can. So I decided, well, I would make us French toast uh, because you dip it in the egg and the cinnamon and nutmeg and all that. So that's what I made. And I was going to come in here, and I thought, it's already 9 o'clock. I didn't even think it was 8 o'clock. So I'm just brought my plate in here, and that's what I made was my French toast with blueberries, because those blueberries I got at Aldi's, and they were about $4, but it's a pretty big box, y'all. And they're I don't know where they're from. Venezuela. I don't know, but they'll be good. I wash them off, with baking soda, so that'll kill any kind of stuff. And then uh, I rinse them with peroxide. Now I've told y'all before, you just get a bottle of peroxide and keep it in your kitchen because that kills any kind of staph, any kind of these germs that we're getting from uh, and shipping and all that, this E. coli and all that. Peroxide in the brown bottle just put some of it in water, put your vegetables in there or whatever you're washing, chicken, it doesn't matter, and rinse it good. And that'll kill any of that bad stuff. Uh, but make sure you rinse it. I mean, I think mother used to put that in on our tonsils when we was little and sick. It didn't kill us. So, but a chef friend of mine out of New York said, wash your vegetables and stuff with the peroxide 10 years ago before, and now it's popping up. Everything is being recalled. I don't know what they're doing to our food, but I'm going to wash it in a little bath with the peroxide. D, before, hey y'all, good evening. Hey, Virginia Mama, eating spaghetti late tonight while listening. Well, good, D. I can't hardly see. There's the restream thing up there. It was above your name, and I couldn't really see D. And I just came on for just a little bit, just so we could say howdy do, and so I could say howdy do, and let y'all know we're okay. And I see a lot of you are okay, and that's good. Let me get the chat up onto the screen. You already got it on your screen, but I didn't have it here on mine where I can see it. And it takes quite a bit to be able for me to see. I've got the big monitor here, TV monitor, that I use as a computer screen, so I can see. It's just sometimes my eyes don't want to work too well. I was going to show y'all a good picture. Some of you asked, well, I don't know what your mother, they see her on the video. Here's a good picture I took of her just sitting here at the house one day. And just so the ones of you that wanted to see a picture, that's mother. She's 94. Never had any kind of cosmetic work. She just never drank, never smoked. Been a good Christian. And so one day I bought that red blouse. She's got a lot of clothes, but I bought that red blouse off of a site, and she put it on. We were going to go. We were going to some little something. It wasn't nothing big and important, but I said, sit down there in that chair and let me take your photograph. So she did, and we get along splendidly well. She's doing really good after her fall. I know some of you are concerned, but she's doing great. I finally got that blood pressure where it's not too low or too high. I shouldn't speak so loud, but I thank the good Lord. I tell you myself, I just can't deal with this. I don't know, the doctors don't even know why it's doing the way it is, but I think it's probably because when I was a kid, we always heard of people having hardening of the arteries. Well, when you get over a certain age, your arteries get very stiff, and I think then that will raise blood pressure and it can lower. So I think it's just something that we're going to have to deal with. And she has no symptoms like falling around. She did fall on the extension cord. So it wasn't anything to do with this blood pressure problems. But she's doing okay, and I'm doing okay. But yeah, if I can keep her blood pressure stable, then we're okay. It's me, Kayla. Oh, that's Kayla. She is so beautiful. Her heart is just as beautiful. She is. She's a good person. She really is a good person. I don't know how she had an ornery person like me as a son, but I guess she raised me right to be able to do what I do, for her. I was going to show y'all, this is that antique cabinet I was talking about the other night. It is full of Hummel and I just wanted y'all to see this. You think I don't have very much stuff? Well, that's Wedgwood, that's Hummel, that's Waterford, Law Lake. So I took all that out today out of that big chest. The bottom, the inlay, that's all inlaid wood. And I think it's about 6 woods with zebra wood that's been cut. It's 10 feet by 10 feet. And I have that now in my dining room. I had it in this room where I videotape for a long, long time, but now I moved it into the dining room. And all this I took out today, and I've got it in a laundry basket. I didn't wrap it. I thought I've got to try to get this stuff done, and it just seems to keep piling up and piling up. But one day, if I ain't dead, one day I'll get it done. And I bought all this Empire furniture. Let me see if I got a picture of that Empire table. And I've got some good pieces. If I can ever get this house cleaned out, here's the Empire table. That is a wonderful card table. That glass, I had those pieces of glass cut many years after I first got them so they wouldn't get all scratched up, And that opens up and it turns sideways, and then underneath you put all and there's two antique board games inside of it. But you sit there and play games with that. So that's the Empire furniture, and I have a big bookcase that is Empire. It's got the fleur-de-lis looking legs on it, and I've got some nice pieces, just getting them culled out of the mess. The mess is just box after box, and I'm not so sure that I'll ever get it, because I get so tired, y'all, with this liver disease. I start and I have good intentions, and then I feel like taking a nap. So I'm doing the best that I can, and I know y'all are too. We all have our own. Dee, I hope you're feeling better. I knew that you were kind of down, you said, and several of y'all, you've been kind of under the weather, kind of down. I've been praying for you, because that's no fun feeling. I miss David being on here, but he told us last week that he was going to Ireland this week. Now, David he lives close to Big D, and he said he was working this last week, but then he was taking off to Ireland this next week. I hope he's having a good time and don't get over there and get in any trouble. He's not one that I see would have any trouble. Z Kitty, I have the same problem. Well, we've got a lot of the same problems, all of us. Have y'all ever thought about that? Maybe that's why we hang together and talk, is because we all are in the same boat. Z Kitty said, my downsizing is taking forever for the same reason. I guess people that finally downsize, and I put finally in there because I've known some people, that they get a hair in there, what, and they just get it done and get it over with. But I don't, unless I took this stuff, y'all, boxed it up in laundry baskets or cardboard boxes and just threw it in the trash. That's the only way I feel like that I'm going to be able to downsize. I like the word, and of course I know it, but birds of a feather. That's the truth. But that's okay. We're all birds of a feather. We all get depressed. We all are happy. We all cry. We all get sad. We all got family issues, family problems. But then I think y'all. Dee says, "Thank you, Betty, for your prayers. Yes, I do feel sad and lonely sometimes. I decided to join a fitness club, so that helps a few times a week." Well, that's good for you. Those fitness clubs. Now, uh, here I go. They're not something that I think that I could do because I might have to lift a finger. I might have to do a exercise, or I might have to. I don't feel like I want to do that. So it goes back to just sitting on my butt and. Uh, but yeah, fitness. I think that's great. I have friends that once somebody texted me, or I had texted them the other night. They texted me the other night. Excuse me, and it was pretty late, like 12:45, and I was still here at the desk working. And I said, "Well, I text back, and I said maybe you've already gone to bed." And she told me, she said she works for the Senate, and I said, "Well, maybe you've already gone to bed," after I sent the message. And she said, "No, I'm down at the fitness club." I thought, and by that time it was probably 2 o'clock in the morning. I thought, good Lord, I don't know how these people do that. Gumbo Girl said, "I use a charity that comes and picks up donation. That is an incentive to fill up my boxes." Well, Gumbo Girl, I've got probably a lot of stuff, but I think that I'm just going to have an estate sale because, uh, I some of the stuff I have is I might not get but $5 out of it, but that's $5 more money than I had. I mean, used to when a lot of this stuff when I bought it, it was $80, and now or 40, and now it's like you can get $12 out of it. But that's still $12 that Mother and I can use. So I don't want to just call a charity uh, unless I see that's the only avenue I have, because that little bit of money, any bit of money helps everybody. It helps us. So I mean, I don't know, and I'm some of these charities. I think they kind of, I don't know. They tell you something and then they don't give you this and that. But we don't need the tax write off. Now, that would be okay for some people that have big tax bills or something. Then I can understand them giving it to a charity to get a write off. But we don't have that. Gary, how are you? Uh, no, it's been over a week and a half, Gary. He asked if I'd heard from Granny Pat. I know they're trying to get rid of their get not get rid of. They're trying to get ready for her birthday party on the 30th, and I have not reached out because I know they're busy doing that, and I think, well, if she needs me, she knows I'm here, and she can text me, and I'll reciprocate. But since they're busy doing all that, I think Jan's the one that's doing most of it, and I'm going to try. I thought tonight I needed to reach out to Granny Pat, and there's always something about the time that I get. I mean, getting on here to be with y'all, it pulls teeth because uh, I've got so much going on with Mother the past 4 weeks, and then my scans and tests and stuff the last 4 weeks, and my sister coming in. Uh, my stepsister, going to get her at the hotel and take her to the airport and all that, and then dealing with my sister out in the country. It just seems like there's never ending uh, doing something, you know. And like I told y'all earlier, when when I first got on here, my mind is not as sharp as it was a year and a half ago. So, uh, Z Kitty, Gumbo Girl says, I'm picky about which charity I donate to. I think you have to be. Z Kitty, me too, Gumbo Girl. Thank heavens for them. Here is AMVETS, really. Well, there's AMVETS here, but they don't have a charity store. Maybe they should get into that. You know, this part of the world is Goodwill. And I knew the son of the owner of Goodwill, and they have a house in Dallas, close to downtown, that would, I'm not so sure. It'd probably make uh, Bill, whatever his name's house that owns Microsoft, look like a little cabin. And then the children had uh, houses close, big, big. We're talking 20,000 square foot house, you know, right there on whatever that is. So, and it's all from people giving stuff away. And that's one reason I'm kind of picky about not giving it at all, because they've kind of ruined me. You know, they've kind of ruined me. Um, Z Kitty's in LA. Well, then that's AMVETS is probably, well, probably other states. You know, I don't know if Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, if they're, I don't know if they have uh, thrift stores for AMVETS. I know there's uh, centers for the veterans, but I'm not sure that they have something like that. Uh, I was trying to think if there's anything I was going to tell y'all about. I guess nothing important. I just hope y'all are staying safe and out of uh, harm's way. There's always a shooting. There's always something I hear about at a school or at a mall, like a shopping center, not a mall. We don't have very many malls. They're coming back, they say. You know, I used to love going to the malls and meeting our friends, and we'd do the picture show, we'd do shopping, we'd do food. We'd stay there kind of like Mother and them did at the picture shows. Uh, when she was a girl, they'd stay around the square and go to the picture shows. I told y'all that story, one of the stories the other night, and but we used to do malls. Y'all probably did too, uh, and it was fun. But they say they're coming back. They say the malls are coming back. I mean, I don't know why they went anywhere, because I used to like them. Z Kitty says she can't watch national news. Gumbo Girls, I don't do Goodwill. I saw a documentary on them. Well, it's probably true. And Z Kitty, my mother, I try to keep her off of any kind of national news, but it just don't seem to work. She's been hung up on that poor lady that is out there that got it taken from her house, and uh, Savannah Guthrie's mother, and we've prayed about it and everything. But you know, I told Mother, I said, you can worry yourself to death. You try. I mean, she does. She gets so wrapped up in things that she just worries herself to death, and that's not good for her at her age. You know, I try to take all the worrying stuff off of her, and you know, sometime I want to just cut the damn TV, just cut the cord. But you know, I let her do what she wants to, and I say, Mom, you can't believe she gets on the YouTube. And I said, Mother, that I can tell that's AI generated. The voice and the video is AI generated. Uh, Don't believe it. Oh, but they said, I said, I know what they say. Well, and I said, they're fibbing to you. They're not telling you the truth. Well, now how can they do that? They can't tell me stories. I said, well, they are, and you're falling for it. And I am glad uh, that she's never been one to squander money. And but I have had friends, y'all, elderly friends that get caught up in all that crap of sending money. My grandmother, y'all, the one mother's mother, she listened to that Oral Roberts preacher, and we watched him. And then she got on Jimmy Swaggart, but she was sending them money, just you know, left and right. And that's, I guess, why I've got all the records, all those 33 records, is because she gave money to be able to get those records. So I've got records, from the religious sect. And, but I told Mom, I said, don't sit there and worry yourself about this lady, because she's probably already gone. If they didn't give her medicine, I know the heart medicine stuff she's on. But I said, you just cannot sit there and believe all that. So, Z Kitty, AI is real. Yeah, it's a really scaring me. Uh, all that I have learned about the uh, website that I've made, and all these videos, I've learned every bit of that through the search engines, not like Google, but the other ones. Their AI, and I think has been very beneficial to me, because I couldn't have never done any of this backgrounds, camera setup, chats, none of that, unless I had a very intelligent way to search how to use the Sony camera, how to adapt my backgrounds to a green screen. There's things on Google, but it doesn't, because you can put exactly what you need done, and it'll tell you step by step of how to go in the camera settings and what to look for. So I think it's great for education, but some of the stuff that I'm seeing, I don't. I just kind of go by it nowadays. Just kind of uh, all these photographs of my friends are are posting of them sitting. I don't know, in a setting that's unreal. Uh, and I guess once you see AI and learn it, it looks nothing like them. They think it looks like them. So I look at the name to see who they're trying to be. And I think to myself, they looked at themselves in the mirror all these years, and then they see these AI generated that's supposed to look like them. Well, it don't. It don't. And they think they're just, oh, they've got beautiful. I could get all this heavy, all this stretched, and all that, but that's not me. I'm just plain, plain, plain. But I saw one yesterday of a lady that I've known for years, and I thought, who is that? And I looked, and she said, somebody said, well, I love your new photograph. And she just said, thank you. I was on a trip. I thought, lady, that is not been taken in Venice or anywhere else. It's not even you. So that's why I don't like it, because it can be very those AIs can be very there's no telling what you can't do or can do with them. What's going to happen in the next 10 years? So we're just going to have to mind our P's and Q's and keep our identities where nobody else can fake them, because that's what's going to happen eventually, and it may already be. Dorothy says, I have an ex neighbor who barely makes it financially, but she falls for every place wanting donation. Then she goes without. Yes, Dorothy, that's true. Lord, I wish I could shout it from the rooftops. They act like they don't have one damn dollar and they need your donation. And the truth's known. If you saw their not 401k, their you know what is it, where they get that tax write off, they had to file $500,000, but yet they act like they don't have $1 to help anybody, and they play on people's sympathy, and that's when it gets bad. And I hate that it's that way, but you just can't fall for all that, because if you do, it's usually a scam. It's usually a scam. Okay, everybody. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. I'm fixing to go and eat my French toast with my blueberries. God bless y'all. We love you.